Okay, it's the first week of my month-long cleanse, and I'm only a few days in, but I'm feeling really good about it. I went out on Halloween. I went pretty hard. I got very drunk. I was up late. I don't normally go out that much, and I haven't really been out dancing in almost a month. But of course, it was the night before I was going to do this big cleanse and really unplug, so I wanted to go out. And I've had this on my mind now for a couple of weeks, so it wasn't that fun. It just turned out that Halloween wasn't that fun. I mean, of course I enjoyed myself. I was with my friends. I got dressed up. But there were a lot of points in the night where I was just kind of bored, It's boring. It's a little boring. There's not a lot of substance. There's a lot of surface. And I felt awkward, and I felt horrible the next day. And I think I was just really ready for this cleanse, that it was a bit too late for me to be getting loose. So I started off, and basically every day I wake up and I do a puja. So I do a little ceremony to Ganesha. I chose Ganesha for this month because he is the remover of obstacles and also the gateway to bliss and the protector of souls. And I have obstacles I want to remove this month for sure. The two main things that I'm really focused on are, number one, because I travel a lot, I kind of lead a younger life. I have a lot of younger people around me. I'm not doing the things that people my age at home are doing. I don't have a mortgage. I'm not married. I don't have children. I'm not in debt. I'm not trying to buy a cottage or get rid of that, beer gut or whatever, the things that are sort of more common. And because of that, I live a really young life, and I'm surrounded by a lot of young people. But, I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm not moving to the next place in my life, and I need to figure out how to grow out of this and to the next stage. And I don't know what it's going to look like, because I don't really know that many people who are in the next stage of the type of evolution I'm looking to create. So I'm hoping Ganesh will help me to remove that obstacle. And also the second thing is pretty major, is I just really want to give up the idea of having a romantic relationship with a man. I've been single for a really long time, and it's been something that it's always on my mind. The older I get, the more I think I'd really love to, build a future with a person that isn't just here for a couple months, something a little bit more long term. And I feel kind of stuck that I'm not moving beyond it. However, I'm just sort of done with it. I really just want to let it go. I just don't want to think about this at all anymore. I feel like it's preventing me from enjoying the other things in my life, that I have a lot of focus on being alone. I'm going to die alone. I don't have anybody, and I live alone, and I'm away from my family, and I'm always alone. And yeah, I am. I'm always alone, and it's been this way since I was born. I was raised alone. I've been alone always. I've always been moving around, and I really just want to get to a place where I'm okay with that. I just want to let all that shit go. I don't want to want a man. I don't want to want a baby. I don't want anything external. I just want to be happy where I'm at. Enjoy the things that are really great in my life. I live an incredibly free life. I have more freedom than pretty much anyone I know. Culturally, physically, financially, spiritually, I'm pretty damn free, and yet I'm so focused on this relationship thing. I just want to let that go. So I pray to Ganesha every morning. I have a picture of him that I got in Bali, and I set up a little altar in my living room. I sit on my yoga mat. I do a little prayer. I wrap my mala beads around my hands, and I ask him to, help me to stay on the path and help me to get through this next month, especially with eating sugar. And then I sing Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha, which is the mantra for Ganesha. I sing it 108 times, moving my hands along the beads. I have some incense lit and a candle, And then after I do some like breathing exercises, some kriya, some cleansing breath, and like Kapalabhati, Nauli, and I do some like alternative nostril breathing to balance out my mind. And I do a little bit of light asana, nothing major at all. I mean, nothing that'll give you a yoga butt. Just kind of like to wake up my body. And then I sit in meditation. So the whole thing takes about an hour, 20 minutes each thing. I do it every single day. My other forms of worship I do during the day are I bless my food. I say thank you to the universe for providing my food and to the people that cooked it. And before I go to bed, I do a 10-point gratitude prayer where I basically just say what I'm grateful for in the day and in my life. And the idea is that this is going to keep me focused on what I'm doing this month, and the reasons why, and keep me like energized to do it so I don't get down. I've been really tired. It's only been a few days and I'm already really tired from not eating sugar, which is a sign that, I really shouldn't be eating it. Of course, I'm like kind of a bit hungry all the time, which I notice happens when you kind of kick the sugar thing. I also want to smoke a lot more, which always happens. So, I'm just trying to drink a lot of water. I got a lot of bananas. I got a lot of apples. So far, I've been okay. I haven't cracked for the white sugar, but I prepared really well for this by stocking up on like sugar-free rice milk because they don't have almond milk here, and really good fruits and lots of a variety of vegetables and some really good fresh avocados and the type of things that I can just like eat as much of as I want, and it doesn't really matter. Other than that, I mean, I lead a pretty clean diet anyway, and I prefer home-cooked food. So it's not been so hard. And I'm also like, I'm really energized to do this. Like I know when I'm done, I'm going to feel great. So in week 1, I'm a bit tired. I'm just trying to get into my regular practice. I'm doing like a free meditation this week, and I'm going to try and like pick up some garbage out on the street to do some karma service work. But truthfully, I'm really not focused on the service work or the other things like getting green tea out of my diet, like caffeine and smoking and all this stuff. I'm not really that focused on those things in week 1. In week 1, it's really just get a daily, meditative and spiritual practice in place and get the sugar out of my diet. And I'm trying to just stay focused on those things. And then next week I'll tackle the other stuff. Like really the idea is to take a month so that I can put one foot in front of the other slowly